Welcome back, everyone, to River and Sea, where last time we did some scouting for Lady Goda here, and perhaps we went a little outside of our requirements there. But as I was away, Ingmar here came to a decision, and the decision might not be one that his grandmother likes.
Our success depends upon our strength.
Piney,
Yes.
I have decided that regardless of my father's will, that I will lead forth my men against the orcs of Malstogs. In light of my decision, would you perform a favor for me? Go to my wife, Tola, and let her know my mind. Let her know that I love her and that I have come to this decision not out of pride, but for the good of my people. I don't deny that I desire the glory that only a great victory in battle will bring, but, in truth, I also do not wish to be parted from my wife. Okay, well, that will make her joyous, I am sure. And I'm sure that the word joyous is as ironic as I can say. I don't think I quite succeeded in discouraging her husband.
Another lesson learned.
What? My full husband! Then you failed in your errand that I sent on you. You must return at once to Revingbert and let him know my husband's mind. Perhaps you can stop him before it's too late. Well, seeing that Ingvar was in full earshot, really close earshot, when we had that discussion, I don't see how his father doesn't know. It doesn't look like he's in earshot of his father now. Where's your son?
Thank you for your help.
You've come too late, Piney. I had a feeling you were going to say that. Oh, and what do you say?
Oh, I need your help.
Despite your defiance of Theoden King's laws, our defenses are set, but we may still lose everything. My grandson has taken a force to Mutzog, intent on destroying the orcs, against the command of his king and of his father. If he lives, he will most certainly be branded a traitor and face exile or death. If he dies in battle, he will earn no glory. I am through with you, Piney. If you wish to redeem yourself, speak with Ingbert. Boy, is she a nasty one at times.
You did very well.
It's as I feared. My son could not bear the shame of waging a war from the walls of Eaworth. He took a force out this morning to lay siege upon the Mostogs. I beg you, go to him and lend him your arm. How about the rest of my body at the same time? I'd rather not lose my arm at the moment. I would see my son return safely, though I fear that it may not change his fate. Let me know when you are ready, and I will lend you a steed. All right, let's go.
Against my wishes, my son Ingmar has taken to the field against the orcs of Maustazg. He thinks of the glory of victory would bring him, but not the grief it would bring to those who love him should he perish.
Oops. The joys of trying to talk to quest givers on horseback. You have decided to join us in defending my people? Sort of. If you desire my respect, you must earn it. I only hope that Wolfred and his army of Thornhope will come. Until then, for Eaworth, for honor, for glory, forth the Erlingas! Yeah, whatever. Yeah, this sounds typical. Typical start to an instance. Where are the enemies? Oh, there they are. I always have trouble finding them at the start. Very well. I never liked this instance. Probably because it has mounted combat in it. You know how I feel about that. Okay, there we go. Onward! Where'd you go? Really? Craziness. It doesn't help that the mobs sometimes go into places that are not reasonable. I think not reasonable is a kind way of putting it. And there you go. Fortunately, only the first half is mounted, so we can dismount soon, I think. It looks like we are hitting the dismounted stage already. Okay, good. Oops. All right, we're ready? Hold on. What are you doing inside? That's a lot. How did he get inside and we can't? What a way for an instance to bug out. Oh, well, let's see if there's a way for me to get in. Hello, how's he doing? Well, he's alive at least. No, that's right. I can't get... How did he get inside if I can't? You have broken through the mounted defense. Oh, okay, so... Apparently, he was going after the last one that was still alive. And that the enemy had... Yeah, okay, waiting for the last one to die. Come, we have broken through their lines. Let us continue. Right. As if I didn't have enough reasons to not like this instance. But at least the rest of this instance is no longer plagued with mounted combat. Okay, let's see. Okay, where is the... Look, I've been waiting to poke somebody with that skill, and you just come rushing up, telling me that you want to volunteer as being the victim of such attack. I mean, really, I am glad to... oblige you in that. Okay, actually, that's the defiler. There you go. Anyone else wish to volunteer to die? There's a captain. I believe the captains also need to... Oops. Need to die before they start healing people. There you go. Waity. Defiler. Wait, those defilers aren't all that strong. Oh, they're greenies. No wonder they're not all that strong. I could probably throw a bull at them and it will kill them. I should test that out at some point. Alright, who's next? Oh. The boss fight already? Okay. You have broken through the central camp of Maltstogs. Ha! You think you've won? Ha! Fools! Fools you are! Even should you defeat me, your fate has been decided, worms. Your grandmother, the old battle-axe, softened up for her father for us. You lie, orc! Ha! But I have proof of the old woman's treachery. Here, her signet. Proof! I will... Now be done with these fools! Okay. Her signet. Why would she give her signet to the orcs? Interesting. Ah, what glory I may have earned that be overshadowed by grief. To know that Saruman the White has betrayed us is terrible. Enough to know that he used my grandfather as the tool. Is this a deathly blow? Okay, so Saruman got... Okay, so let me see what it says. You brought the central camp. You defeat me. Your fate has been decided, worms. Your grandmother, the old battle-axe, has softened you up, my father, for us, just like Sharku instructed. Okay, Sharku, of course, is Saruman. You lie, Lady Gada. She would never treat us like that. He said, but I've got proof. The old woman's cooperation. Here, her signet, proof that you cannot deny. All right. Fine. Well, sir, that didn't quite go as expected.
You did very well.
Alas for Ingmar's foolishness. He went against my commands and now lies dying in the infirmary. It is only to be hoped that the healers may ease his wounds and save his life. However, not all will be well even then. From what Ingmar managed to tell us, and what you yourself report, there is indeed a traitor in our midst, and I am loath to pursue her. Okay, so what have we got here? We have got that.
I need you to do this.
My heart grieves me, Pinesea. My mother has always been wise in her ways and her counsel. Why now has she turned to folly? Certainly she feels that the king is aligned with Saruman, I guess. To know that Saruman, ever a friend to Rohan, has fallen to evil is nearly more than I can bear. Well, believe me, I went through a lot when I found that out. But that he should take with him good folks, such as Goda, daughter of Althamar. Nonetheless, I cannot allow this treason to go unnoticed. I would ask that you take my mother into custody. The guards will escort her to the jail to await trial. Okay, well, what's your feeling on it?
You have done well.
You obviously don't know the context of this conversation. Oh, my son has not the courage to confront me himself. Know this, mariner. What I did for the good of this writing and of Rohan. The Eldent King has become feeble-minded, incapable of ruling the mark. Saruman is strong and wise. He seeks only to bring order to the lands. Ooh, yay! I thought that she was simply duped. I had forgotten that. Oh, yeah, she went to this Lux. Well, actually, Lock, Stock, and Barrel is probably a poor term to use in this era. Hook, line, and sinker? Well, not exactly a fishing village. Guards, take Lady Goda to jail. I will come to her later. She have any parting words?
You did very well.
I doubt not that her intent was true, Pinesea, but our allegiance is to Theoden, not to Saruman. I can't believe that there is any good in the deeds of the wizard, and that is a great sorrow. We must, however, persevere, for if our hearts fail us, darkness will consume Rohan, And I hope you at least then will agree that attacking Saruman's orcs would be reasonable now, considering that Saruman is very most definitely not on our side. Well, what do you say?
I need your help.
My heart is aggrieved. My son lies wounded, and my mother sits under guard in the city's prison. However, I cannot allow my grief to consume me. I wish to be certain of my son's health and well-being. Go to him at the infirmary and learn of his condition. If he is conscious, let Ingmar know that I am proud of him. He's earned great honor and glory among the people of Eaworth, for his assault of Mostok has brought a reprise against the siege of the orcs. Well, there we go to Ingmar. And see what he will say. Well, the good news is that he's still alive.
What business have you with the Rohirrim?
The glory does not belong to me only, but to every man who rode against the orcs. It belongs also to you, Pine Sea. Tell him my dear wife was deceived by my grandmother and sought to keep me from him. She should be made aware of my injury, has been brought Eaworth a reprieve from the orcs, and that my grandmother acted in treason. Will you bring assurance to Tola? You will find her in our house nearby. All right, I will speak to Tola. All right. So you want to hear the good news first or the bad news first?
Another lesson learned.
Ingmar sent you? Then he is awakened and is coherent? Do you think that this brings me peace? My husband's foolishness nearly left me a widow. Please, please, leave me alone. Oh well. Your son is at least coherent and conscious now.
You did very well.
It's good to hear that my son's doing well, though I wish that Tola would be at peace. However, there is another matter upon my heart that I would like to discuss with you. Oh, what's that?
I need your help.
I fear that we were not the only ones in Intwarsvale threatened by the orcs. Weeks ago, we sent word to Thornhope, our city to the northwest of the Vale, requesting aid against the siege. We have heard nothing from Thane Wulfrad. In light of my mother's betrayal, I may be that the messenger never made it to Thornhope, or worse, Thornhope may already be under siege itself. Would you write to Thornhope and learn the circumstances? If they are in need of aid, I bid that you give it, for you brought hope to Eaworth. Now bring hope to Thornhope. A hope to hope. Okay. Hope for Thornhope. Well, that's going to be quite a bit that we're going to have there. Now, if I know properly, Thornhope is in the same direction as where Eomer went. So perhaps it's a good time to speak with Corridon and find out if there's been any word of Eomer.
Eomer has returned from his ride north.
Well, I think that answers that question quite distinctly. Well, Elmer is outside the mead hall, Piney. Introduce yourself and see what he knows of the Uruks that we pursued. Okay. Ah, there he is. All right. Hello there, sir.
I am pleased to make your acquaintance, my friend.
Oh, and am I not wrong in my guess that you are of the race of halflings called hobbits? Yes. Oh, yours is the second party that I have encountered who sought the Uruks, Piney, and it was they who told me of hobbits. And to you I say what I said to them. The Uruks have been destroyed, and I saw no signs of any other living things at that site. The men met was Aragorn, son of Arathorn, and his companions were a dwarf Gimli, glowing son, and an elf called Legolas. You are not one of the halflings that they sought, are you? Oh, that's a shame. They were distraught at their loss. Now speak to my man, Balthane, if you would hear more about the travelers or their prey. Okay. What's this all about?
If Aylmer, my commander, wishes me to answer your questions, I will do so.
Ask me what you will, and hear my answers. Whether they give you joy or sadness is no concern of mine. Wonderful. Okay, see, tell me about the counter. Tell me about Aragorn, Legolas, Gimli. What can you tell me of the Uruks, since I already know about the previous three? Eomer rode north without the king's leave to hunt these Uruks. Scouts have reported them coming down out of the east wall some days before, and we caught up with them at the very edge of Fangorn. They were thoroughly and utterly destroyed, and we saw no sign of the friends Aragorn and his companions sought. I see. Anything else? Or you can tell me something about the encounter. They seemed to spring out of the grass as if from nowhere. Some elvish magic, I guess. I thought, and indeed, one of them was an elf. A dwarf and a man was there also, but no man of Rohan was he. They hunted the orcs in Theoden King's lands, and not at his command. Indeed, even Aylmer, my captain, hunts orcs without leave of the king, but he is the king's own kin, and will rule in Rohan some day. Okay, so they already know that Theodred is dead then. And these others have bold claims, but I do not know the truth of them. Aylmer let them go, that they might seek their lost companions, but only on condition that they return and present themselves to the king in Eredas. They thus swore to do so. Okay, so that means I'll need to be hasty if I am to reach them before they leave for Eredas.
The three hunters lived when I left them.
No Uruks escaped the circle of my riders, but it is possible that your friends may have escaped before we closed in. It's a small chance, but it is what Aragorn hoped for, and perhaps his hope was more than hope, and that there was truth in it. Well, yeah, but when you consider what the name, and he's also called Estil, to me, he's all hope. Perhaps, but Aylmer Edmundsson puts his stock in cold steel and sunlight on the plains, without some unlikely dwimmer craft. I fear that halflings' friends Aragorn sought are met a sad end. The three hunters, however, they lived when I left them. All right, very well.
My men caught up with the Uruks just outside the eaves of Fangorn.
We caught up with them just outside the eaves of Fangorn to the northwest. Their leader, a fierce Uruk, whose name seemed to be Ugluk, if the panicked words of his fellows can be trusted, fought me blade to blade after I dismounted. I proved to be the better swordsman, to the pride of Eomen, and to the shame of whatever disgusting lout claimed to sire Ugluk. Ride to the site and look for signs of your missing friends, or Aragorn and his two companions. If my men and I are still here when you return, you are welcome to ride south with me to Eredas. Very well. I shall consider that. And I shall head out and see what happened to the Uruks in the next episode of River and Sea.